Hey, give me a 5 for 5, somebody. What's crack-a-lacking? This is going to be a very short and to the point kind of thing this morning. Wasn't really planning on doing it this early, but, things happen. That's what we're going to do. Hey, Arizona, what's going on, girl? How you been? Drake Hobbs, what's up? Teresa, I know I've been typically streaming at night. I figured this would be cool to give you guys one in the morning. Also, we've got some pretty decent uh, solar weather happening, so we're going to be talking about that here. So I'm going to go ahead and just jump into it, guys. I'm going to try to get through this fairly quickly. That way, everybody can get their day started, and we just kind of. I'll be back again tonight for a regular type of live stream. May even do a members only stream today. I'm not really quite sure yet, but we will see. And thank you guys for all the memberships and everybody's been gifting them, super chats, all that kind of stuff. Thank you. But please, 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 please like and share. Share is one of the biggest things you can do to help the channel out and just kind of get everything out. It really does help. And I know it doesn't seem like that sometimes because you can't really immediately see it, but it definitely does. And our chat is awesome anyway. Great Kool-Aid Krew family. So I really do appreciate it. Okay, so guys, we've had, as you can tell, the sun has become very hyperactive on the Earth-facing side. Now, the backside's still doing stuff too, but right now we have a lot of sunspots. We got 12 sunspots facing us. And these over here, luckily this one here is rotating out right now, but this one here seems like it's taking its place fairly well. It's yeah, it almost produced an X flare earlier. It had an M flare, and you've seen it right there on the end. And I'll slow it down here in just a second. But so what we're going to do here is I will. Oops, sorry about that, guys. Let's give me 1 second here. All right. Okay, sorry about that. Had to get some stuff pulled up there. I thought I had it pulled up and I didn't. So anyway, we will be taking a look at the Discover data, which is the space weather data, and we don't have a whole lot right now at Earth, so I'm just going to not waste your time with this too much. The BZ's kind of hanging normal. All these indicators, as far as density and speed, temperature, magnetic polarities, orientation, all that kind of thing, is pretty normal. Nothing much going on at our planet right now. Now Mars actually has a big eruption from one of those X flares headed right at it, and it's going to give Mars some pretty cool aurora. At least that's what they're forecasting. So with that being said, check it out. X-ray, solar X-ray. It's how we measure flares. X flare, M flare, M flare, M flare, M flare, M flare, M flare. Almost X flare. Could have got it. We got really close. We just had another M flare, which is all radio blackouts. Whenever we see that, always radio blackouts. Hey, body and soul, good to see you. Jonathan, Rhonda, what's up? Beans and Franks, baby. Okay, so anyway, we can you guys can just see just by looking at that. And we had another X flare prior to this. So we've had a lot of flaring, okay? Now, luckily we haven't seen a whole lot of solar storms launched with it, the CME action, plasma, but we are now starting to see that, and that's hence why I'm here right now, okay? I look for them to change their forecasting here, unless these things are going to be like really, really late, but I think we're probably going to get into a geomagnetic storm before the 20th. We could or could not. It just depends. It's going to be one of those, how fast are these things moving kind of thing. So, with that being said, here is the Enlil spiral model. And anybody that watched my stream last night knows that this right here is not what it looked like when we went to bed. Or I haven't been to bed yet, but when everybody went, overnight. Anyway, this is a top-down view. And what you're going to see here, guys, is this is the sun, Earth. This is a side cut. Now we're looking right here. Okay, that's a hit. That's a hit. So they're saying in between the 20th to the 21st. So let me just grab the slide bar here and check this out. So right now what this does, it gives us 2 days historic data and then tries to forecast 5 days out in advance. That's what this model's for. But right there you can see the first one getting launched right about right now. Okay, so they really did just update this within a few hours ago. Okay, so you see that first initial launch right there, and you're going to see another one right behind it. Okay, check it out. Again, you can call it a cannibal CME if you want, because it technically that is a cannibal CME. It doesn't look like it really catches up to it all that quickly, but we do get a buildup of particles in between these two eruptions. So that's going to serve as probably another type of hit, shockwave, that could be, basically it's like having a triple hit. We get a snowplow effect. The one behind it is pushing particles, and the one in front of it is basically acting as a wall, and things just roll up and become really, really dense in between the two eruptions. Because as we know, they don't truly cannibalize. They don't combine. The magnetics just won't let it. They're actually pushing away from each other at some points, and it just doesn't happen like that. So when they called it a cannibal CME, probably was not the best choice for that. But as you can tell, guys, this is happening. Now, is it going to pan out exactly like this? Have to wait and see. That's why I nowcast. Okay. I simply just cannot forecast out very far. And I'm coming to realize that anything after about 3 days of a forecast, unless it's historic data, it's really hard to get it accurate. So that's why I don't even attempt to do it anymore. And also, guys, we got this big coronal hole we're going to be dealing with all that stuff happening. Now, the sun's got measles, man. Look at it. Look at that. It looks like somebody just took, a white dinner plate and, got the old pepper mill out and just cracked it all over the plate. It's kind of what that looks like. You can fit Earth probably inside each one of these. That's about how big these sunspots are. But this one over here especially is starting to become very unstable, which means it's got, I'll just show it to you. How about that? Okay. Change that to this. And you're going to see the positive and negative polarities represented by red and blue colors. When they start intermingling, okay, and I'm going to pause it, that's when they start to become, a little bit more complex. So when that's happening and they're getting closer together, you get reconnection points, and when that reconnection happens, boom, flare. Now, you don't have to have a CME with it, but right now, this one here is definitely producing. And this is a large one anyway. It's a large active area as it sits anyway. So we're just going to keep our eye on this one. This one here, we won't have to worry about it much longer. It's pretty much already on the backside, but it's still flaring too. So, and all these other ones up here, they're flaring now too. So things are starting to ramp up rather quickly. And I've talked about this before. That's just what it does sometimes. It can do what it wants, when it wants, and how it wants to do it. So we'll just leave that at that. Now, here's the 94 angstrom. This is from our point of view. And this is going to show you kind of like the boop, 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 the lights flashing everywhere. Let it load here for a second, and then we'll take a look at it. But again, from the same perspective on the same satellite, just a different filter. It's a different part of the light spectrum, so we can see different gases. This one here really does impress me, this last one. And right there. Okay, so I'm going to pause it. We're going to take it right to that area so you guys can see it. So let me back it up some a little bit. And what you're seeing there with that, here, watch, we'll just do this. See that? Okay, it's almost like it had 4 different feeder bands in here. It's like it just drew right there to the middle. It's an interesting eruption there. It truly is. So you can see how that happens like that. And then see how it's getting dark right here? It's SDO eclipse season. Okay, so we're going to be getting, the Earth's going to go between the satellite and the sun a few times in the next couple weeks. Okay, but that's what you're seeing right here. See how it came back slow from the other direction? That's because it's an eclipse. All right, the satellite's just in the position where the Earth gets to pass right in front of it, and it always keeps its eye on the sun. So that's why you see that. Okay. Okay. So anyway, there's that. Now, and it is very significant. Now I'm going to show you the 304, and then we'll go take a look at seeds real quick. Let me hit this right here. Right here. We're going to hit this right here. Let this thing load. While it's loading, I'll take you guys over here to seeds. How about that? We'll just do it that way. So I'm going to hit today's date. Now, the first thing, again, you're going to see a halo CME. And I understand that it doesn't look all that impressive, okay? Because the majority of the eruptions behind this physical occulter disc. This is a disc on the imager. Okay, it's a physical thing. You can't see behind it. So that's why you're not seeing like some big ball of plasma come at you. All right? And it's true for everything that comes at Earth from this point of view, from this satellite. So, but we do get the halo CME, and I'll pause it and show you exactly what I'm talking about. You see how you get this energy around? I guess I could back it up to show you. See how it's poking out around? They call it a halo because it looks like a halo when looking at the occulter disc. So yeah, there you have it. Back here, SDO again. Okay, this one here, and as you can tell, before I even show you this one, check out all the other eruptions. Okay, you got filaments standing up here. There was another CME released down there. And they're just all over the place, guys. One over here again. And again, that sunspot's rotating, on the other side now, so that's a good thing. And when I was looking at this, I almost called this the Dragon CME because I'll show you. It's pretty cool what I seen. Just our minds like default to looking for shapes. It just does. Our minds do that like immediately. So we're trying to understand something, so our minds gives us a reference by trying to explain it to us with a shape, so we can make sense of it, right? And it's not always a good thing, but it is what we do. Right there, look at that. it just looks like it's a dragon breathing fire, guys. I mean, it does. Yeah, it was crazy when I looked at that. I was like, wow, that's cool, So we'll zoom in so you guys can really see what I'm talking about here. I mean, you can see almost like eyeballs and everything else there. Its tail. So, yeah. It's just what it looks like. I'm not saying it means anything because I don't know that it does. So, I'm just saying that's what I just thought that was interesting that it did that. Let me back that off again. Right about there. So, again, I'm going to push play here, and you're going to see everything here is everything's just flashing everywhere, guys. We're gonna have to be on like a really watching closely because the sun's becoming hyperactive, especially on this side facing Earth, and the no CMEs with the flare thing isn't going to hold. It just won't. So, but anyway. Let's back it up here. I'm not really going to talk about the transit of Titan. We were actually able to see the moon of Titan as it obviously from this point of view, from wherever this is being looked at from, and that's Saturn. It's going across Saturn there. Okay, so I just thought that was interesting. But yesterday's X-flare could cause Martian aurora 100%. And we had that big blast on that side, and that's what we're seeing. So Mars is over there on that side right now, so Mars is going to see some aurora, which is pretty cool. That's a pretty cool thing. So let me take you back here though, because I do want to show you this eruption just a little bit better. I felt like I didn't show you that CME halo signature good enough there. See how it's starting to poke through here, right? And if you watch real close, if you looked at the full run, you could almost see the second one behind it also, but it's hard to see, so I'm not going to try to sit here and zoom in and show it to you. Now, so what I'm saying here, guys, is this going to hold true? We'll know more in probably about a day or two. As it gets closer, if they don't change this, I will be on board with it, okay? But looking at all the other satellites that I just showed you guys, I most definitely do think that something is likely to hit, okay? Hey, Pam B, good to see you. But yeah, I just thought it was, you know, fairly cool, and you know, it really does look cool when we see these big eruptions and stuff. Okay. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I got for you right now, because there is nothing else like actively affecting Earth geomagnetically right now. Okay. So I don't want to like keep you here and just keep talking and stuff. You know what I mean? But down here, this is the D region. I forgot to show you this. This is the D region. This is what we look at when we look for flares, where it's affecting. It'll show up in bullseye signatures here. So right about there, I believe that was that X flare from last night. And then right there. So that would have been that higher M flare. Okay? Right there. And then right there. And what's interesting here is it seems like it's still getting brighter. So I'm not so sure that flare's done flaring. So we're going to have to pay attention, because it could launch another CME. Who knows? Right? So we're just going to have to pay attention to it, guys. And that's, you know, that's just what it is. So coupled with the coronal hole, 2 CMEs coming at us now, and anything else that's been going on, don't be fooled by the quiet we have right now. It's not going to hold. Okay? So you'll probably hear me come on later on today or later on tonight, and probably even more so tomorrow, saying, hey, so you know, a solar storm warning, because it's going to hit type of thing. Right now, I would just say it's kind of like a watch until this is more confirmed. I'm not willing to say anything other than that. What I will say, this is the forecast. That's their forecast right there. Okay? And NOAA does put out the official forecast. So, I do lean to think that this is going to be fairly close because of all the other images we just got through going through. Okay? So I don't think they're very far off if they're off at all. I almost agree with that one. So, what's that mean? Well, we're going to keep getting flares. And we're going to keep getting probably more CMEs. Everything seems to be on an uptick. So we're going to have to just pay attention, guys. So, but again, guys, that is all I have for you. I am going to go ahead and pop off. Trying to keep the morning ones really, really short and to the point. Spread this around for me if you could. I want to do this for you guys. Hey, Sean, what's up, buddy? You got a question or something there, man? Let's see if you got a question for me here before I get off here. If I missed a question, I apologize. Oh, sorry about that, Sean. If you were asking a question, you're trying to get my attention. Guys, you guys know I squirrel real bad, so that's why I do that. Oh, you're welcome, Genius, and thank you for being here. And thank you for all the gift and memberships you just continually give, and it's so awesome, so I do really appreciate it. And don't feel like you have to right now. That's not why I said it. It's not bad at all. I just want you to know how much I appreciate it. And it really, really does help. So, and we will be doing, like I said, a members only stream. So turn on your guys' notifications. And that way you know when we're getting ready to do that. And I'll probably announce it before we do it anyway. So, but Kind of spread this one around, guys. This is the first morning video that I've done in quite some time. So I want to kind of get this going. I'm going to try to keep this as a routine. It just so happened we had some space weather to deal with this morning. So, but I'll be back again later on tonight. And so, yeah, God bless. Yahusha saves. And as always, you can drink this Kool-Aid.